Hello. We're all here. Nancy and Nugs and Josh and Tom Manning from Medellin. Blowing it up, taking care of this little dog. Thank you so much for being here last week to take care of this little guy.
No, you're super welcome.
And to take care of the store and do all the orders and all of that fun stuff. Oh, now I've lost my screen. I'll have to go back and get it. Doesn't matter which one of them I pick. There we go. There we go. We're set up. I still just need... I can't read because it's so far away. All right. We do have buy one, get one during the live stream tonight. So if you've missed those BOGO Saturdays, you got a chance to get on a BOGO Sunday night. And there's so many people in here already. There's 12 people in here. Thank you guys for showing up. Putting my glasses on does not help. Hi, Troy, Joey, Dale, Rose, Aaron, Exotic. I saw a new guy in here. His name is Hill. I don't have a seller in the EU, but I do ship to the EU. So if you want to pick something off the website tonight, you'll get the buy one, get one as well. Hey, Will Gardner. Wolf is a new one in the house. DJ said he couldn't make it tonight, but he wanted to throw some support for the whole Grow 420 Meds family.
Thank you, DJ.
Texas Gypsy made it in the house. Scott Mailing, he's always here. Yes, tonight we're talking about breeding autoflowers. But we're going to have a little bit of brief cannabis history first because it has something to do with what we're going to talk about tonight and with the quiz we have going on tonight. So I just want to go over a couple of little cannabis facts with you. So cannabis' closest living relative is the hops plant. Most of us know that hops that makes beer is closely related to cannabis. Cannabis and hops split off of their common ancestor 28 million years ago. And due to a tectonic plate collision over in the Tibetan plains is the reason that the high grass plains were created in the first place, and cannabis took over there and became a predominant plant in the landscape. There is no wild cannabis left in existence. We've looked and looked and looked. They cannot find any actual wild cannabis. All the cannabis that's out there, even growing wild, was once domesticated and has now become feral. Once you do domesticate the cannabis plant, it's very easy for it to go back to the wild and survive and become feral, which is how it's got its name, weed. Is why they called it a weed, because it's very easy to go back to its feral state. The many uses of cannabis help to create the different types of cannabis. So around 12,000 years ago in China was the first recorded domestication of cannabis. And that was Emperor Shen Nong, who is the father of medicine, who decided to be the first world leader to endorse cannabis as an actual medicine. And it became...
Thanks to him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shen Nong. We appreciate you. He's very revered in China, so he did get his... He did get his credit for everything that he did. For the first many thousands of years of domestication, though, cannabis was pretty much all one plant. And over time, about 4,000 years ago, it split into hemp varieties for making rope and clothing and oil, and into medicinal varieties that were more psychoactive and more healing effects. After it split into those two types of cannabis, about 4,000 years ago, it started to spread westward. And it did not reach the Americas until the 14th century when it reached Central America. And I believe the Spaniards brought it over when they came to conquer all the indigenous peoples. Cannabis did not become illegal in the United States until 1914. So we've got a pretty good span there from 28 million years to 120 years ago, that cannabis was free to do as it pleased across the world. And people loving the plant as much as they do decided that they would carry it and perpetuate it to every corner of the earth where plants can possibly grow. Cannabis grows in the Arctic Circle, which is where we get our ruderalis from. Cannabis grows in the temperate jungles and the equator zones. Pretty good cannabis down in Colombia. Do you find some good stuff down
Yeah,
there?
you do find some good, but
It's different.
there's good, and there's what usually on the streets is like brick
Yeah,
in a way.
yeah. I bought some in Mexico. It was really brown. It came with 2 cigarettes in it. It was melted into a cellophane. Yeah, in case you need a rolling paper in countries that don't have rolling
Yeah, you
paper.
can buy a little bag for 5,000 pesos. Comes with 2 rolling papers and
Yeah, but you must buy that bag, because if you got caught carrying around some other bag, like say this bag from a dispensary, you would get in trouble because
if
the
it didn't have that
cartels,
stamp on it.
the cartels do control the cannabis trade in their areas. And unless you grow it yourself, and in which case they really don't want you out walking around on the street with it.
Selling it.
You're not allowed to sell it or anything, but if you just grew enough for your own personal consumption, they wouldn't have a problem with that. Just that the market is very locked down. Be careful if you take your own to
I got
places.
all my neighbors growing. We live in high-rise condos, like.
Yeah, Tom went to the grow store. Was it a grow supply store or a dispensary?
But the ghost supply stores.
The grow supply store in Colombia, and the people saw his T-shirt and said, "Oh, Nancy, Nancy." And he called me right up. He's like, "Yeah, I know Nancy. I'll call her up." But we were talking earlier today, and this company was never made to be a Fortune 500 company. I'm not trying to get rich or be a millionaire. I don't have customers. I have friends and people that I haven't met yet. And pretty much everybody that grows from the stock of seeds from the group of breeders that I represent is a friend, and I'm happy to help in any way I can. Always. Which brings me to Josh. Josh is the head of Locomotive. And I got a hold of him today because yesterday I was on a plane trip trying to fly home from Yellowstone. And during my connection, which my plane was late leaving Montana, so the next plane in Denver, I only had literally minutes to get to. I think I had 16 minutes to make my connection when our plane landed. And they did, they were nice enough to let me off. Even though I sit way in the back, they let me off so I could make my next connection. But I was furiously texting back and forth because it seems that Ben at Speedrun has called me out on some strains that we have on the website. And the little history lesson was to let you know that I was not there. I have a confession to make. I did not invent cannabis. I have not invented any cannabis genes. They were all there before I was born. They'll all be there long after I'm gone. I'm a happy custodian and a garden hose jockey for life. That's my only claim to fame, is I've probably drug a garden hose longer than most people I know.
Mhm.
So I'm real good at dragging the garden hose.
I just want to make a small comment tying back to Nancy's outline of the historical development of cannabis. And today we have this understanding of the terms sativa and indica, right? Sativa is supposed to be uplifting, make you happy, wake you up.
Thin leaves, tall, skinny plant.
And that is true for the most part. Indica is supposed to be the kind that puts you to sleep, puts you on the couch, relaxes you,
Right.
relieves your pain.
And originally, those two, the reason that we have the tall, skinny plants and the short, potent plant with the most resin ties back to 4,000 years ago when they started separating plants for production of this thing and for that thing. And they started actually selectively breeding taller plants
Right.
that had less branching and shorter plants that had more resin production. So it's not even, we can't have any claim to, even though you might have a 0.3% THC, that's not your claim to fame. Somebody did that 4,000 years ago. It's been done before.
Right. So the real scientific difference between indica and sativa is sativa just means useful. It means it's useful. So that includes all forms of hemp, fiber hemp, plants that are grown for seed stock to press oils from the seeds. Sativa came first. Indica only came about because those growers 4,000 years ago practiced the exact same techniques I practice, and that is
Natural selection. Well, unnatural selection.
artificial selection. We
Yes.
breed the dankest shit.
Unnaturally
You-
selecting.
It glistens. You smell the dank. It smells. You breed that one. We're doing the exact same thing that people 4,000 years ago did to forward the progress of cannabis. We're finding the best, reproducing it, and pushing it forward.
But you have an advantage. Among over most breeders, the advantage you have, and I had it as well, is the access to commercial breeding facilities. When and I can still today, if you've got 3,000 seeds of something, I'll go put it on a farm and it'll be growing, and then in 65 days we'll go select the best ones and bring them home to pollinate.
Which, by the way, we sell to farms. Do you want us to change the name of that, or do you want Slapple or Orange Portal on dispensary shelves? So pick your poison. You want us to lie and change the name? Or do you want us to be honest about what it is? That is what it is.
If I took someone's genetic that I purchased, which is the only way to get genetics is through trading and purchasing, because nobody comes up with their own new genetic. Even Monsanto, in doing their triploids and the little genetic manipulation, it's still, you can't own a living, evolving thing. Because the minute if you die, like, I was just talking about him earlier. Who was I talking about that passed away?
I don't know the name of it.
And let's look at that. You can legally patent genetics here, and we are almost universally, as an industry, completely against that practice.
Right.
Find a breeder who supports Monsanto's patenting of seeds.
Or the U.S. government's patenting of the cannabinoid. There is, and I'm not reading the comments, but I'll go back and get y'all's comments in just a minute. This is an in-depth conversation here, and I can't figure out which way to make my mouse go to get back to my other screen. It's right here. It's not that direction. There it is. It's this direction. So I did find a place here, and it's called thecanopedia.net. And I will put this tab up there. Let me get back over and share this with you guys. So this right now is the plants that they have mapped out. And that's an awful lot of plants. It's not something that you can do in an afternoon. But they got a lot of their information from Phylos, which is shut down. And what you're supposed to do is pick a strain, and I've landed on one, obviously, and click it to see where this is the wheel of how all cannabis is related to each other. Since I can't see anything, I'm just going to pick that. And it comes up with VIR 201. And this is from the Lanzhou University. It turns out to be quite rare. And they have mapped it. They've mapped the genome. There is a huge genome. There are, I highlighted it, 876 million base pairs of genes so far identified in cannabis. So out of that 860 million base pairs, even if I do buy, say, a Slapple from Speedrun, and then make a couple of thousand copies and then select from those the ones that I like, I'm very unlikely to have the exact same combination that they used. I don't know what the odds would be. Just like you can't take a Gorilla Glue and a Girl Scout cookies and cross them together and automatically have Gorilla cookies. It's just not the same. It's kind of a one and done situation, especially with autoflowers, because we can't keep the clones around and we can't make exact copies of what we have. We can only select based on our own preferences and choices. I told Tom earlier, I said, that I'm not growing for everyone in the world. I'm not here for everyone in the world to have seeds. I'm here for the people that are like-minded and have a similar taste to what I have. There's beer drinkers and wine drinkers and whiskey drinkers. I like sesquiterpenes. I like floral terps. I like fruity terps. I like strong THC, and I love THCV. I've got 2 of them
So,
rolled up here
you know-
for the live.
I'm excited because I just got a whole load of lavender seeds in. So now I want to reproduce lavender for that linalool for pain treatment. So should I just change the name? Just invent a new name?
Just invent a new name. I don't want to steal anyone's work. I appreciate the work that everyone has done. Shout out to Mephisto and the Double Grape, and I love running it. I did reach out to Ben several times, especially after I saw him
I
on.
did, Ben.
I saw him on a podcast where he mentioned that the Orange Portal wasn't orange enough and he wasn't going to work it anymore. And I wanted to let him know, I'm your Huckleberry. I'll work the shit out of it and give it back to you if you want. If if it's not orange enough for you now, let me play with it for a little bit, and then I'll hit you some back. But he never responded, and his only response was, I guess he was very upset that there was a Slappo reproduction. Unfortunately, it was not a huge run, and there are exactly 6 packages of that Slappo left. If y'all want the controversial pack that is starting the war on Reddit, go ahead and grab yourself a Slappo on the buy one, get one tonight. And I might even throw in the Orange Portal because there's very few packs of that left as well. But we do have more. We love the Orange Portal. She's a wonderful girl. I'm not giving up on her, even if Ben did. And we're in a fat cross round right now back there with Orange Portal crosses to be crossed back to Orange Portal to try to stabilize the traits that we adore the most. And then there should be orange crosses available at the end of this year, early next year at the latest.
The issue is it's suffering from success. It's being a sore winner. Because we grow dozens of strains. We go and try and find, hey, what's the best orange? What's the best apple? We go buy $1,000 worth of genetics and grow them all out. And when yours is the best, what do you want? I'm going to breed the best.
Right. And there are occasions where we only have 2 seeds to start with. I only had 2 seeds of the appetizer to start with. But there's a beautiful appetizer right behind you. I'll show you. You guys want to look up her skirt? I'll show you.
Also,
This is what she looks like from below. A beautiful slapple and or appetizer. And I am only using the slapple because I want to cross it to the appetizer.
Another thing is, a big part of what we do is photoperiod to autoflower conversions. That Orange Portal was used to convert orange photoperiods to auto. That Slapple was used to convert apple photos to auto. So it's like,
I'm sorry you grew the terpene we liked.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate you. I shouted you out on the website. Every breeder stuff that I use, I always say thank you, even if we've reproduced it or worked it for a long time ourselves.
And Nancy inherited those names.
I did. Those
Like-
that I didn't get. Didn't have a choice to name stuff.
Years ago, when we met and started working together, she asked a very simple question. What's the best you got? That's the only question that matters. What is the best thing you have?
He has a lot.
For this or that. And I said, oh, well, it's Slapple F3 and Orange Portal, what was it, like F3 or F4 at that time?
Yeah, I call him
And Nancy said, okay, well, but it's the same name. Is he going to get upset? And that's when you messaged.
I did.
And got ignored.
I
And my answer is, well, this is what it is. What are we going to do? Just make up a new name? I mean, it is what it is.
right. Well, because Ben's the first one I didn't really have like permission from. I do a lot of collaborations. Mephisto has given me their blessing. Wonderful farm friends that they already use whatever that I have of theirs, and even hooked me up with the appetizer. As soon as they could, which they encouraged me to cross, and I told them I'm going to cross it with Ben Koch's Slapple and make Slappetizer. And it's the first time and the only time that I'm ever going to make a strain based on the names. And I always give people a hard time and be like, don't just put 2 cool names together. They're not going to work. But the qualities of the appetizer and the qualities of the Slapple are very complementary, and I think they'll make a great combination.
What is that quality we're looking for? Farnesene. The terpene farnesene, which has been proven in studies to be antimicrobial, pesticidal, antifungal. So you want us to go use something else Like, dude, it's about the terpenes of the plant.
It is, and the bottom line is making good medicine, and wherever it comes from, I'm not going to, there's breeders out there I don't like. There really are. There's guys out there that I've met that are just straight dicks, and I don't want to use their stuff, but their shit's fire. Their shit's fire. And then there's breeders out there that are the sweetest, most amazing people in the world that I would love to help get a leg up, but their shit's shit. I can't help. Yes. It's on the wall. Thanks for the free packs. I'm never going to grow them if they're not the best of the best that we can get. Unfortunately. Let me look at some of these comments. People are probably got a lot to say. Did anybody go over to Reddit and see the, I got to jump up here to see the comments. Did anybody go over to Reddit and happen to see the Reddit fight go down? I guess it started yesterday and I missed it. Lots of good evenings, lots of hellos. Slippy P, explain yourself about Slapple and Orange Portal. Okay, well, we did that anyway, and we'll probably continue to talk about that some more. I just don't believe that anybody owns the genome.
The explanation is we're looking for particular terpenes, and his are the best. Like, all praise to Speedrun.
Man,
doing fantastic work.
Ben's done amazing work. I mean,
So the question is, we bred Slapple and Orange Portal. Now, you want us to change the name? Both of us DM'd Speedrun and asked if you want the name changed and got ignored. And of course, like, who's going to check every message? Who's going to check every message request?
I get that. I commented on their podcast, though. You would think that they would answer questions on the podcast, or when they're on a podcast talking about me saying, hey, I wish Nancy would reach out, and I'm reaching out literally on that podcast, you would think they would find it.
Just tell us what you want to happen.
Yeah, I'll do it your way. In fact, I will put the original breeder doesn't want to be named or known and wants to keep the lineage a secret. But I like to be able to tell people who the parents are, and I like to stay true to the parents when I give something a new name.
So that if somebody was like, wow, I really like that, I want to go buy more.
Well, there's a lot of double orange stuff coming, but there's not going to be any portals in the mix. Let's see. Exotic Smoker says, at least give the man credit, though, even if he don't respond. Honestly, I'm not even talking shit. That's just being real. Ain't nothing to add a line of credit. Absolutely. There's a line of credit on every single pack of seeds on the website. Every single pack of seeds says thank you to whoever it was. Mephisto. It could be Night Owl. It could be anybody. We've done a bunch of stuff on there from who's the Dosey.
Rockbud.
Rockbud. Yes. Could be thank you to Rockbud. Rockbud is absolutely fucking amazing.
We say thank you to Brother Mendel Seeds.
I would say
Every single breeder's genetics that we've used.
every single
Credit.
they get their credit. Yeah. Hi, Michelle. Let's see. Scott said he grew a Slapple and a Sour Pop photo from Elevate Seeds, and they smelled exactly the same and taste similar. Yep. Slippy said straight up, you're selling his name. I'm not selling his name. I'm giving him credit. If I wanted to sell his name, I would use his sticker and I would put Speedrun Seeds on the package. But it's not a Speedrun Seeds. It's a Nancy's own selection of a Speedrun Seed.
So would people be happy if we said, oh, this is Nancy's apple, and it is Slapple F3. Thank you, Speedrun Seeds. With that.
Slippy says name it after the terpenes then.
So farnesene. So we have farnesene, cannabis. So what about all those crosses? So is it going to be farnesene times? Plus, lots of strains have farnesene.
And Neurolidol is my favorite terpene, so I can't have every strain on the website be named Neurolidol, Neurolidol Light, Neurolidol Heavy, Neurolidol Medium.
Some of these criticisms are from home growers that don't realize when you have thousands of plants, things are a lot different. Well, there's 40 plus
They
crosses
don't
of
even-
barn blocks every time. So we're at 40 Neurolidol strands. We're at 40 farnesene strands.
That does stretch it out there. That does stretch it out there. Because not everyone is good, and it takes crossing the plant that you like the orange porter. We like the orange porter. cross it to as many things as that we can, and that way you know which dominant traits are coming from that orange portal consistently across the board. And then you know that, well, maybe if it's tall and I cross it to a short plant, the short plant doesn't get any taller. Or, but it does. The orange portal does bring its structure in.
Why don't you come talk to me after creating 1,000 strains? Nancy and I have created 1,000 strains.
At least.
The name doesn't fucking matter.
No.
It is.
Most of them just have initials and numbers, and we have to go look it up in a spreadsheet to see.
Yeah, so you walk into the greenhouse and, oh, this is Garlilox times, triple herb cookies. You can't.
And they're not all the same. Each one of the garlic, with autoflowers, we don't have that luxury of keeping a clone and going back and using the exact copy. The only way that we can perpetuate is through self-pollination. The only way to get only those freak show genes in this freak show behind you is to self-pollinate that and then collect as many seeds as you can to grow out and select from for the traits that you desire the most. But that's a pretty desirable trait looking plant back there already. And we will get up into the plant. We're going to do an injection on that appetizer right there. And the appetizer pollen is meant for a slackle. I will be completely forthright and honest that I plan to use that appetizer pollen on a slackle plant. Yes, Matt Vero said he's got a orange portal hanging in his tent. He sampled a little bud today, and it is tasty. We love the orange portal. I don't know why Ben would give up on it. His standards are obviously higher than mine, so you should go and buy the seeds. They may be a little more expensive too, but I'm not for the everyman. I'm for the polar man, the home grower, the little guy. I've always been a fan of the underdog and the little guy. Like this little dog right here.
I gotta step out. I got some other things to go to. But the concluding thought I want to leave it is Speedrun is one of the top 10 breeders in the United States.
He's amazing.
Period.
He's wonderful.
Hands down. Top 10.
Yeah, every time we talk about the orange portal or the slapple, he gets shouted out. And
Fantastic genetics, fantastic selections, great business, great customer service. He has it all.
Yes.
So.
But I do believe that we may have gotten more than 2 slapple seeds.
I mean, well, we were buying like 100 at a time back in the greenhouse.
Right. Well,
and then
the accusation is that we got a freebie 2-pack and ripped him off.
That's absolutely.
So no, we didn't grab a freebie 2-pack and rip him off.
Do you know how many generations of Slapple we've done now?
I don't know.
I think I've personally done 4.
I only put F3 on the package because I knew it was more than 3.
Yeah.
And the orange portal says S1 because that particular batch was orange portal that I reversed and kept the seeds from. So to me, it's an S1 of that particular plant, even though we've run it over and over and over.
And I don't change the name of anything unless I put in 3 or 4 generations, which we have at that point. Or we've only gotten to that point now.
Or so cross it and then back cross it to something new. Yeah. But even on the back crosses, they just end up with a 2.
Yeah.
We don't give it a whole new name just because it's a back cross.
Yeah. So anyhow, just want to let it be known.
Thanks for coming by.
Write that shit because it's some of the best.
It is. It's some of the best stuff. Go check out Speedrun. If you can afford him, I definitely want you to buy some.
And I can't speak for Nancy, but I'll speak for myself in that if you tell us what you want to happen, I will personally try, as long as it doesn't break my, morals, my standards, my ethics. I don't want to lie to people. We're very flexible.
Well,
We both reached out, so
I don't think it's, that 6 packs of Slapple and that's all that's left at this point is worth renaming it or repackaging it. I can take the thank you to Speedrun off the website, but
change the name. Is that the right thing to do? Take the thank you off, change the name?
It feels like if I buy something and then use it and change the name and don't say where it comes from, that feels like a theft to me.
It feels dishonest to me.
It feels dishonest.
Tips for increasing terps: add some sulfur to your grow.
Yeah, add some sulfur to your grow. All right, we're gonna shoot this girl up. Thank you for coming by, Josh.
See you guys.
See you later.
I don't know if that addressed everybody's issue or not. I guess this guy no says, personally, I don't like your combative responses to Ben. He's a great breeder and we handled the situation terribly. Well, everyone is entitled to their opinions, most definitely. And this one says, stop stealing Ben's work and claiming it as your own. Okay. All right. Well, we'll do that. But, you know, as long as he continues to produce terpenes that we're looking for our breeding lines, and he continues to sell those plants to be available to the public to purchase and use, then, you know, maybe he should put a disclaimer on his package that breeders are not welcome to use his seeds. And then I'm sure that if I picked up a package of seeds and read on the back of it that these are not intended for any breeding purposes and I don't want these genetics to get out into the world, I would probably respect that warning and just toss it to the side.
Wow.
But I'm not like that. Please breed with anything that I have or anything that I've provided. I want everybody to be able to make seeds. I don't want cannabis to become a crop like corn where you have to buy new seed every year in order to have a crop.
Yeah, that would suck.
The skunkle is a good one. I love the skunkle too. All right, so we got this lady here, and I'm going to make her the main focus while we work on reversing this female plant to make male pollen. Well, she's going to make female pollen, not male pollen. But let me make her... Oh, that was a mistake. There we go. Let me make her the big plant. Can everybody still hear me? Hi, Sherry Ellison. I'm so glad you made it. We're about to do something cool to this plant. But I want to know if you guys can still hear me, even though I'm not on the screen. I think that you can.
We hope that you can.
I can hear it through this phone, so I think it's up there. Let me go back to this one for a second. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bottle of silver thiosulfate, which has been pre-mixed and refrigerated, and I'm going to pour a little bit of it into the cap. I don't need very much. There's just a tiny bit in the cap there. The second thing that I'm going to do is put the lid back on it because this is a nasty chemical that you don't want to spill, and that's why I don't want to spray it around. I then take this hypodermic needle. It's just a tiny little diabetic needle, a little bitty one, and I fill it up with the solution of silver thiosulfate. Once I get me a nice little syringe full, I don't have to worry about air bubbles or anything like that. I'm going to go back to the full screen so you guys can see what's happening here. The full screen. And then I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to find me some spots. Got the glasses on. I'm going to find me some spots right here along the main stem. And I'm just going to push the needle in and make a hole. And then I'm going to scoot right over and do the same thing again. In the second hole, I'm going to inject. And you should see a little bit of liquid coming out of the second hole. When I've filled it up completely, there will be plenty seeping out there. Then I'll go down below and do it again in another little spot. If you don't make two holes, the plant has positive pressure and you won't be able to push the needle in. Like I'm having trouble right here. Ah, there we go. Now it's going in. And then I'm going to do another spot up here. And he does get a little drippy. There will be a few drops that drip out. But I guarantee that there is enough of it left inside the stem to be absorbed by the xylem and the phloem, and then to trigger the plant's response to suppress its ethylene. And once you've suppressed all of the ethylene in the plant, it will start to produce male flowers. And I can show you that on this other plant over here. This plant over here, oh, I've got my hand in front of it, is the freak show. Very nice little freak show. And she's been fully reversed. Don't know if you can see all of those little male flowers in there. But she has plenty. And then she's grown another set of white hairs on top of that. I'll leave you guys down here in her canopy for a minute. We'll look up her skirt for a second. Let me, oh, we used most of that, but there's still a drop to put back in here.
Take it as a shot.
No, I'm not taking it as a shot. I don't need cancer for breakfast.
Not me.
But you could use it as a spray bottle the way that it's intended. Call that the spray and pray method. You spray and then you pray that male flowers start. Or you can use an injection method and it's Prego. It's in there.
There you go.
Yeah, it's Prego. It's in there. All right, we got a couple of other things to go over here, but I do want to check and make sure I didn't miss any comments. Let's see, what does Dale say? Hey Dale, how you doing tonight? Oddly enough, no work was stolen or claimed. Seeds were purchased, worked, selected, copied, and reversed and stabilized, as well as acknowledged. Yeah, I mean, that's the best that we can do, especially if people don't. Rose said she would like to name a plant after her. Absolutely, Rose. And I can help you get started with that so that you can make your very own little rose strain. All we need to do is pick a couple of strains that you really like, and we'll cross them together and make your very own rose combo.
Give them pound for Christmas, and for people's birthdays and everything.
Well, Dale is the creator of the grimy bubblegum, the strawberry grimy bubblegum, the frozen strawberries, and the pet gorillas. So he always works with regs, and any of the stuff that he has made in collaboration, we can offer to people to make their own seeds. You could even make a fast photo if you use one of his autoflowers and one of his photoperiod. Just use the autoflower pollen on the photoperiod plant, and all the seeds will be female, or not female, they'll all be regular, male and female, and they'll all be fast photo. Or you can always take a strawberry or a grimy bubblegum and use this process that I have used on this plant with a female and make your own feminized seeds. I plan to get around to that at some point, but my next big project is growing for the Autoflower Cup, January 31st. We are selecting seeds this evening, and we're going to put plants in the 4x4 tent for the Autoflower Cup. And I would love to have anybody who's purchased anything off the website, whether it was my original genetic, which there's no original genetic because I'm not old enough to have done that, but whether it was something that only I have crossed and sold, or whether it was something that someone else has worked on, then I would be happy to represent it in the Auto Cup, because the Nancy's Own is not because I own them. You can't own a living thing. You can be a custodian to it, and you can help it along, but I don't own cannabis. But cannabis might own me.
It probably does.
I will forever be a hose jockey for the beautiful plant. So yeah, that was a lot of information earlier. I hope that some of you were here for the little history lesson as it came along, because next is the quiz. And the quiz is all about the history lesson that we had. Where is my little, there he is. All right. Add to the stage the quiz of the evening. Is everybody ready for a quiz?
Why not?
We might as well do a quiz. There's still 16 people in the building. Not mad at Ben. I still think I think he's a great breeder. I think he's a cool dude. I did get his phone number. I'm going to give him a call and let him know that there's only 6 packs of Slapple. If he wants me to change a name or remove it from the website when there's only 6 packs left, then
Buy them all.
then that's kind of probably a little bit of a petty thing to do. But I'm not going to quit working the orange portals. He said he gave up on it. It wasn't orange enough for him, and I'm going to keep working her. I think she's a good girl. The people that grow my seeds think she's a wonderful plant. The orange rum do-si-dub was one of the best. I can't wait for the double orange rum do-si-dub, and the other orange crosses that are being stabilized right now, I think will all be amazing additions to the breeder group. And mostly we breed for ourselves and each other so we can share. Oh, I'm already at question 1. Hold on. I didn't know it was going. Don't answer the questions yet. Troy, I don't know if that was an answer or not, but don't answer the question yet. Save all 5 of your letter answers for the very end, okay? Question number 1. When did cannabis split from the common ancestor with hops? And you've got 2,500 years, 420 million years, 15,000 years, 28 million years. This is going to be when did the cannabis plant and the hops plant split from their common ancestor? And they know this because of genome sequencing and the time it takes for each subsequent generation. They've got a pretty good timeline on when the hops and the cannabis split from their parent. Question number 2. Where did cannabis originate? It could be China, India, Tibet, or Afghanistan. We talked about this earlier. Had something to do with tectonic plates creating a big grassy plain. When was the first cannabis domesticated? This is when is the first documented use of cannabis domestication. It's going to be either 7,000 years, 12,000 years, 26,000 years, or 50,000 years. When did man? It could be, we don't know, but this is the first documented. It probably is the 50,000 years, but we don't have proof of that because we don't have 50,000 years of documented history. So that's a clue. It's not D. Question number 4. When did cannabis split into fiber and medicinal varieties? That would be either 12,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, 1,700 years ago, or 420 years ago. This might be a trick question. I hope you guys are playing along. We are going to go back to the questions one more time if I went too fast and you happen to miss one. And then question 5. When did cannabis reach the Americas? Was it the 11th century, the 18th century, the 14th century, or the 6th century? In one of those centuries is when cannabis made its way westward to the Americas. To Latin America, to be precise. All right, we've got people coming up with their answers already. Let's keep the other comments to a minimum so we can go back and see all the answers. And I'm going to let these questions play one more time. We'll let it play through to the end, and at the end, it will reveal the answers.
A lot of different answers.
One thing that definitely makes me different from a lot of other breeders, and Josh as well too, is that we're willing to share all of our methodologies and to be transparent and to say what we got, where we got it from, what we did to it to get where we're at now. A lot of people still want to keep the secrets. When I was coming up, there was a lot of growers that didn't want to tell me what kind of nutrients they were using, didn't want to tell me what the name of the genetic was, didn't want to tell me where they got stuff. There was a lot of secrecy, and I'm just not down for that. I want to tell everybody everything I know. I'm not trying to monetize my brain. I'm just trying to help people learn how to grow. And
If somebody has a problem, your phone rings, you pick it up.
if somebody has a problem, if my phone rings, I pick it up. Yeah, people call me all the time. I'm very glad that cannabis did split into the fiber and medicinal varieties, but it seems like, you know, that the original wild stuff is gone and is been overtaken by the unnaturally selected varieties that man has decided that he likes.
Yep.
Oh, nice, Raymond. I will check on that for you in just 1 second. We're at question 5 now. Does everybody have their answers up on the board before the answer card pulls up here? Raymond said he got his order in.
I believe I'm what?
He said, I got my order in. I'm illiterate to this stuff. Yeah, not computer savvy. Me either. All right, so here's some answers. DABC, Joey, you're missing a letter. DVCBC, there's Joey's letter. DABCC. I'm going to throw up everybody's answers before we throw up the actual answers. Nice to see you here, Michelle. Texas Gypsy, DBCAB. Jamie, you need a couple more letters. Rose has AABAB. It's hard to see on that one. All right, Jamie got CCABC. Perfect. No, ACABC. You gotta pick one, Jamie. I'm joking. You can throw up as many answers as you want. There's no penalty, there's no prize. It's all about the knowledge and the learning. All right, let's play it out and see what the answers are. 28 million years ago for cannabis to separate from its common ancestor with hops. Tibet was the plateau that was created by the tectonic plates that allowed cannabis to spread and proliferate. 12,000 years ago was the first evidence of cultivation and preservation of the cannabis plant. 4,000 years ago is when the plant split into its fiber and medicinal varieties. And the 14th century is when it came to the Americas. So that would have been in the 1500s.
Right on.
Brought over by the Spaniards. So DBBCC. Let's go see if we got any DBBCCs up here. Going back to the beginning. DBC BC. Man, it's only off. Well, a couple of them are reversed, I guess. DABCC. Joey only missed it by 1. Matt is smoking the good stuff, but he always is, okay, just to let you know. And by the way, Matt, my jar runneth empty. CDADB, Michelle. That was not bad. That was not bad. DBCAB, that was pretty close. I don't think Rose was here for the beginning when we did the little history lesson. But she had some really good guesses.
ABC.
Always check the plants. The plants tell you everything you need to know about a person. Well, thank you. I love my plants. And they love me back most days. And as long as I don't forget to fill the water. I think you're the closest too, Joey. Matt says, I gotta fill it for you. All right, you just got the next round. Awesome, awesome. Oh, nice, Rose. I hope you had a great dinner with your family. Here, let me take this down. I can't see these comments.
There you go.
You're a very good sponge, Joey. You absorbed it very, very well today. All guesses, Jamie? Yeah, we had a short history lesson at the very beginning of the live at 6 o'clock before we started to address the speed run issue. And it's not an issue. I mean, my phone number is on the website. Anybody can call me and ask me or tell me anything. Even if he didn't get any of my messages or attempts to reach out to him, if he had something to say to me, he could really easily just go over to the website and call that phone number or send an email or whatever it might be. He did mention on a stream or a podcast once that he had questions for me, and I tried to reach him from that time on and haven't been able to, but I have recently received his phone number this morning, so I'll be giving him a call. I'm not going to call him on the live and put him on the spot, but I will be giving him a call and, asking him what do you want me to do with these 6 packs of Slapple? If they're not gone tonight with the buy one, get one, then I guess I'll give him a call tomorrow and ask him what to do with them. But either way, I'm going to give him a call and let him know that I never intended to steal anything from him, and I've tried to give him all the credit that he so graciously deserves. And
he should be grateful.
That I've tried to put his name out there and shout him out as much as possible. I hope that some people have gone over and checked out his stuff. I mean, maybe even just from looking at my website, and you don't have to purchase anything. You see that I'm saying thank you to somebody else. You just go over to their website and get the original.
If Walmart doesn't have it, go to Kmart.
There should be more than one store. Oh no, Rose, I hope you're feeling better. What does this say? 28 million years, China, 12,000, 4,000, 18. You're very, very close. China should be Tibet. Girl, you should paint something on that naked pipe, okay? Paint some pants on that thing. I don't care, but you better paint something over that pipe.
Mail already?
Yes, she got her mail.
Your favorite pipe.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can go back and rewatch it on YouTube, and definitely leave a comment or a like or a subscribe. It helps to keep me going up there. I'm going to be making a lot more educational videos just for YouTube, but we're going to be doing a lot of the live one-on-one learning stuff over on Discord, I believe. I can't use Facebook for this type of content because they find it offensive, so I won't be showing plants or techniques or talking too much about how to do things over there. I will be posting lots of vacation pictures. I have an obnoxious amount of vacation pictures from the last year. The Facebook haters worked diligently night and day to keep me off social media, which gave me the time and the inclination to travel and go out and meet the growers and see the people in person and do some teaching events and get to see a lot of grow stores. And I even made it to a grow store in Zapopan, Mexico, in Jalisco. So that was really super, super cool.
And they had everything you needed.
Yes, and so I celebrated my haters' success this year with many interesting trips to amazing and wonderful places. Just got back from Yellowstone, watching Old Faithful blow, and seeing the waterfalls and the canyon and the buffalo and the bears, and Yogi and Boo Boo were both there. Got a chance to see both Yogi and Boo Boo. I'm pretty sure Boo Boo was a baby whose mama was not too far away. But I did not want to stop while he was foraging berries alongside the road.
I don't think I would either.
Texas Gypsy made infused honey with glitter bomb. Amazing, amazing. Tom here's been going after some peanut butter fudge on the refrigerator that's infused, and it's kept him on a steady flight path for the last week.
Grounded. Get me grounded.
I'm going to work on some RSO this week because everyone I know is out of it. And where we went today and picked up the eggs, the little dog has a tumor on his foot. The last time the other dog had kind of a weird growth on his leg, and we put the RSO on it and it went away right away. So that's why she was asking, do I have any more of that? She wants to put it on the little tumor on the little dog.
She's on natural.
She is, but she's been trying ivermectin and that's not working for her. So she's ready to go to the cannabis. Glitter Bomb is another amazing strain. I don't make it. It's not one of mine. We did have a Garly Locks cross with Glitter Bomb, I do believe. And it was Glitter Locks, and it was a exclusive small batch drop. I do believe. The Glitter Locks has been gone for a while. I think it came out at the same time with Chemical Christmas and... I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, between Josh and I in the last 4 years, we've literally made thousands and thousands of crosses. And when you add his brother Isaac, Ike Breeds is the one that's responsible for the lemon crosses up there. And then you add in Dale, who's responsible for the Grimies and the Gorillas. And then, we have a few guest breeders here and there. For a while, Spencer had some stuff up there, and I currently have a couple from a Canadian breeder. Ray's got some really nice crosses. He's got a Mango Smile times 3 walk, and he's also got the Grape Brain, which is a triple grape cross, which is double grape to double grape made triple grape.
That's good.
All Mephisto strains that he works with, and he's done a really nice job with those. And I have a few freebies from those rounds that I'm going to start packaging up. Exclusive freebies will be autoflower femmes from our friends in the far north. So they should be acclimated to the colder climates. If you are living someplace in a colder spot, those freebies are going to be the ones you want. And they'll be for the rest of the month of September and until they run out. I don't know, it could be a couple of weeks. I think there's still a couple of packs, maybe I see 2 or 3 packs of the Canniversary freebies up there. And I'll make sure those go out with the first 3 BOGO orders today.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Yeah. So you'll get your BOGO, plus you'll get some freebies on top of it. And the current Canniversary freebie is the GMO and times Dark Jedi. But it's not the same GMO that's in heard about spray-on Turks. Yeah, I don't go the spray-on Turks round, but, I don't wear makeup or padded bras. Or I'm kind of an all natural hippie chick, and so I don't go for there are two types of spray on terpenes. There are the artificial terpenes, which you can tell right away what an artificial smell is. There's lots of artificial smells out there. Cherry and strawberry and grape, lemon being some of the strongest ones. You can tell the difference between the lemon of a lemon candy with artificial flavoring and the lemon from an actual lemon once you scrape the peel. It's totally different smell. So if you are going to use added terpenes, I would suggest that you use naturally derived terpenes and even go a step farther. Instead of using the naturally derived terpenes, please try to use cannabis-derived terpenes because that gives more cannabis growers a reason to grow so their terpenes can be harvested and sprayed onto other cannabis plants. Terpenes are responsible for a lot of your pest reduction to keep pests away, to keep animals from chewing on them. Certain terpenes will help a whole lot with certain pests. And then other terpenes will straight attract everything. I grew a group of plants in Colorado one year, and whatever was in those, it was the concrete kush, which came from a chocolate chunk plant, but whatever was in those concrete kush, whatever that terp profile was, the hummingbirds were so attracted to it.
Really?
The hummingbirds loved it so much that they actually drilled like little dents in some of my big buds where they had just been up there poking at it.
I love hummingbirds.
I do too, and I didn't mind that they were getting a little buzz off the weed. I was like, hey, as long as you don't mess up the buzz I'm getting later, I'm not going to mess up the buzz you're getting now. Oh, Texas Gypsy got himself a pound of the glitter bomb. Dan Jimmy is the man. Dan Jimmy is the man. Dan Jimmy from Gnome Automatics, and then I think he's got another brand name. I don't remember what it is right off the top of my head, but he did a lot of work with the Anvil, and that Anvil went into the Dark Jedi that Mendel did. And then the Dark Jedi is in a whole bunch of our strains. In fact, I have 3 strains that were previously released that are back crosses to Dark Jedi that I've run out of stickers for. I got to make a new sticker. I'm going to do some kind of little sticker that comes in the pack that you can pull out. If anybody wants to help make some stickers for some Dark Jedi crosses, hit me up. I would love to get some ideas and let other people contribute their artwork and, of course, get credit for it as well. All right, let me see what time it is. Oh, it's that time. It's already 7:05, so we've gone a little over the hour. But I do want you to know that I encourage everybody to breed and to keep growing and to spread love and be kind to one another because you never know what someone else is thinking or where they come from or what their situation is that got them to where they are. Everybody's perspective is different. Everybody's feelings are different. All of our opinions and morals and values are based on our own life experiences, and no two people have had the exact same life experience, even growing up in the same household with the same parents. So just be kind to one another and try not to let your emotions get the better of you. If you come across an obstacle or someone's calling you out or calling you names or spreading rumors, then don't take it hard. Sometimes it's something in their own life that's causing them to act that way. But I love you all, and I love you, Ben, at Speedrun. Keep up the good work. I'll give you a call here in the next day or two, dude. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Yeah, make life better for everyone, one plant at a time.